If you choose to follow the Blue Ridge Craft Trail, you will cover everything from basketry and blacksmithing to sculpture to woodworking, leatherworking too. We've got Spencer and Courtney Tetrault here from Axe Awl in downtown Waynesville, your leather workshop. Welcome, glad you're here.
Thanks for having us.
And awl is a tool
That's
used.
right, yeah. Traditionally it's used in leather crafting to make holes.
Okay, so you got that. Then you started working in leather in 2007 as a hobby. Tell us a little bit about how you got into it as a hobby.
Sure, yeah, so we were looking for something to do with our time. Our children were young and we both worked in our careers as a firefighter and a paramedic. And we got into making leather goods.
All right, and you looked at other things. You could consider glass blowing, consider things. What was it about leather goods that you appreciated?
It was a fine challenge.
Yeah.
And once we started to do it, coworkers started to do some outreach as to what we could make and what we couldn't make, and the challenge was something we welcomed.
And then tell us about your shop, how it ends up becoming a full-time business. From what started as a hobby, everybody wanted more of your products, and you said, this is the time. How do you take that leap?
Sure, yeah, so it was a pretty tough decision. We've been doing this now for almost 10 years, and with the team beside us, there's almost 10 of us now, and it's our full-time operation in which we've scaled from a kitchen island to a full-time retail store as well as a manufacturing facility.
I love it, and the pieces you brought are really beautiful. You're really carrying on the tradition of leather working in Waynesville. It goes back to the 1800s, and some people are really interested in this. You brought a wallet that you're working on. As we pan across the thing, we've several across the set, several items there, but here, right in front of you, this wallet, you've already pre-threaded this stitcher.
So
talk about this process.
What we've got here is a small pocket-style wallet that is all hand-stitched. So the benefit to hand stitching is that if a thread ever frays or tears, it only fails to the next knot. So you're
because you're going to see it and stop it.
That's right. Yep. You're going to form a knot every time. So the way this process works, instead of one needle, you use two, and with the two needles, you go through the hole on one side, you work towards yourself, you pull it through in the same hole, and then you loop the thread over and pull it through that side. So we do leathercraft workshops out of our workspace, and we teach folks how to do this as well as a lot of other processes.
Keep going through that motion, if you will, and then
it's very cathartic in a way.
Yeah, I bet. So, and when you started learning about this, did you learn from the masters? Did you do some research?
Courtney and I looking at each other, trying and failing over and over. Books,
that's a good experience to go through.
Kind of pre-YouTube, so books was a big thing. And it's definitely one of those processes, once you figure it out, you can just kind of lean into it and really enjoy what you're doing.
And talk about the difference in quality between hand stitching, because now that I'm looking closely, I'm just looking at the stitches and I'm going, okay, this is strong and solid. Why is this better than the machine?
So the benefit to it is again reiterating that it's forming a knot every single time you make a stitch, whereas sometimes with the machine stitch, if you have a fray, the entire thing can unravel. So this is adding longevity, but also the stitch lays a little differently. Specifically, this thread is a waxed linen thread from Maine. There's a lot of value to that based on just the overall tensile strength of the thread.
And there's a tool that makes those holes so that everything's there. You don't have to measure anything with your eyes. It's all very specific and very clean lines.
Yeah, you can use an awl to do it, or you can use something called the stitching chisel. So it's like a fork.
Yeah, and these products are sought after. When somebody sees the quality here, what's it like when they kind of come into the store? You like them to see how this is stitched, right?
We do. We do a lot of demonstrations. A lot of time you will see somebody and they're working on an item or a good that we're crafting whenever you come in. So there's things all for everyone in the store. Definitely a place where if you don't know what to get someone, come check us out.
Well, and there's something that must be really rewarding. I mean, you're in the businesses of helping people, a firefighter, a nurse, was it right?
I was a paramedic.
A paramedic. And then you go into something, and what kind of satisfaction after working so hard on an item, you get to see it bring joy to people. What's that been like for you?
Pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely different type of stressor, being a small business owner versus in the medical field, but we enjoy what we do.
And it's neat. I know you work with firefighters all over the country. You brought some leather pieces that are useful to them. Those are on the far end next to the mannequin. What makes these pieces specific to firefighters? What do we have?
Yeah, so that item specifically is a radio strap, and what it does is it allows the firefighters to carry their radio without having to hold it.
Okay, right across the back there.
Yep,
and you probably must have been in that position and said, I could use a much nicer version of this.
Yes, it is. That's exactly right. It's a traditional piece, and what we allow folks to do is to customize them beyond just the leather color. So they get to choose the leather color, the stitching.
Okay.
You see there's
Reach
some
over there, the
text.
pouch for where does the radio
So
live?
the radio it hangs lower,
Right
below
up to
the
the side.
mannequin there.
Okay.
And yeah, what you have here is the individual chose their name to be placed on it, and then we hand paint everything based on what they're after. And we not only make those for individuals, but we outfit agencies across the world.
Excellent. And you have other items that firefighters need as well. What else is on that
Absolutely.
list?
Yeah, so right down here you'll see we have a glove strap, a chin strap. These are smaller utilitarian items. Not just firefighters use them. We have folks that come and use glove straps as a gardening glove strap.
Yep.
Keeps your
Very good.
keeps your gloves on you, close to your body, and
Wonderful. Well, it's beautiful to see this work going on. You're located in downtown Waynesville. You sell almost 70% of your goods online. You also ship globally, and you make custom pieces. So the other cool thing is you are one of more than 350 stops on the Blue Ridge Craft Trail to check out the Blue Ridge National Heritage area behind that. And soon at your new location, at your warehouse, people can come and have tours like this, right?
Yeah.
correct. We're still getting ourselves situated, but we hope to soon do some one-on-one tours along
good.
with kicking back off those workshop classes for folks to see.
Well, we appreciate you bringing this all here. This is awesome. Axe Awl Leatherworks, located at 41 Depot Street in Waynesville. You can learn more about embarking on a craft adventure online. We've got a link to the Blue Ridge Craft Trails website and this segment on accesscarolina.com. We're back after this.